Hello, and welcome to review number 4, I think, on my channel. Generally, as far as doing the reviews go, things have been going quite well. In the time that I have available to in the time available you have to record them, I'm steadily getting them done. I have exams coming up soon, so a lot of time is taken up, looking over work, just doing past papers and such, but I take the time to watch something, write my notes on it, and then record my review, as I'm doing now. So, anyway, there's probably not much point in me explaining what I'm reviewing, because I will have put it in the title. Blood the Last Vampire. To the point, Blood the Last Vampire isn't very good. It's not. And I feel it's sad for me to admit that it isn't very good, because it could have been very good. Vampires are the mythos behind vampires and such is one that's always fascinated me, and it's always, been portrayed. Usually it's portrayed very well. I mean, you've got films like Twilight that sort of just wreck the whole vampire mythos and just make it look like some whiny, pathetic excuse for a monster. And you've got films like, The Lost Boys, which just show vampires as they should be, as just, total dickheads. But anyway, to the point, there are a few positives I have about Blood the Last Vampire. Mainly from the technical aspect. It's animated well. To be honest, I'm not sure why, but as it was released, it was sort of considered like a technical milestone as far as 3D animation went. And whereas the animation is good, it could be because of what I've seen in today's standards, but the animation didn't really jump out at me. It was good, but it wasn't anything like, it wasn't Avatar level of jump out at you. It was good. The other positive about it is the vampires themselves, the way that they are shown when they're in, proper vampire form. They're really cool to look at. And that's really it. It's only from, artistic style of the film is really the only positive about it. The problems I have with it are the story. The story, it's almost non-existent. You get a sort of a brief sum up of the whole idea behind your main character and what she does, and then that's it. It's just the story is as though they started it off as if we were going to get a story, started it as if there was a beginning, and then sort of just dragged on the beginning and then ended it. It was as though there was no middle and end. It was just the start of your story just dragged on through. And you feel that way. You can feel like that is the case. The film, when I watched it, I felt like it was 45-50 minutes long. I didn't realise it was more like 90 minutes long. The story was just so stretched out for what should have been the starting point. It just felt like it didn't go anywhere. And that's easily the biggest problem with the film. The way the story is executed is just so poorly done. And you're left at the end of it just thinking to yourself, is that it? Is that seriously all we're getting? And it's because of this sort of this lack of development in your story that you end up just not being impressed by the characters, not being impressed by the way it's been written. You'll have sort of thinking to yourself, well, there's no development going on, so my feelings and how I feel towards these characters isn't going to develop, so they may as well all just be killed, you know? And another thing that really confused me was the setting of the film. There are times in this film where a character will speak Japanese to one person and a character will speak English to the other. Sorry. And you sort of left thinking to yourself, wait, are we in Japan? Are we in America? You don't know. Even now, we're thinking about it, I'm not 100% sure where it was being set. So, artistically, it's okay. It's not terrible. The animation's good. The character design is all good. But just the lack of development in the story, leading to the lack of development in the characters and the writings, really set this film back. I'm going to have to give it 2.5 stars out of 5 at the most. Because whereas the film doesn't really develop as far as story and character goes, it somewhat makes up for it in the animation and the artistic style. So I would say that 2.5 stars out of 5 is fair. So anyway, thank you for watching the review. I hope it's been informative for you. And you know, that's all you can really say. Thank you for watching.